Not just talking, top rope walking, ultimate Xing, serious flexing, never be vague with your boy Craig, and opinion mixing from Pete to Nixon, keep doing things in an impactful way, bloody nonsense as the Brits say, talking bloody nonsense.
Yes, it's me, it's the M.I.C. Craig, aka Mr. Impact, joined as always by the one and only Peter Nixon. This is Talking Bloody Nonsense right here on the TNA IW channel. It's a new week, it's a new Impact, but first things first. Nixon, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm currently sipping on a kind of A to the K from Alphabet Brewery. It's an oatmeal pale ale, absolutely lovely.
Very nice.
Lot to get to this week. It's Slammiversary week.
Yes.
We've got a couple of topics this week, so I think they're going to take us the full hour. I'm very much looking forward to racking your brain and seeing what's going to happen at Slammiversary on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, for this week's show, only we're going to start with the re-preview, then we'll jump into our Slammiversary preview, go match by match as you normally do, and give our predictions. No final 10 because this is going to take the full hour, probably a little bit more. But let's just jump straight into it with the re-preview. We'll start with the review part of the re-preview from last week's Impact on Access TV. We opened up with Rosemary defeating Tenille Dashwood before Madison Rain and Tenille put a beat down on Rosemary for being saved by Taya Valkyrie. And it's now official for Slammiversary Knockouts Tag Team titles. The influence Madison Rain and Tenille Dashwood will take on Ragnarok of Rosemary and Taya. We also had, following that, a fucking fantastic match between Steve Macklin and PCO.
Oh, yes.
With Steve Macklin picking up the win there. Joe Doring then defeats Josh Alexander via disqualification. Sami Callihan and Moose brawl before Moose gets locked in a random room in the venue. Matt Cardona handed the Digital Media Championship to Brian Myers, who will go into Slammiversary pre-show to defend. Well, Rich Swann defends against Brian Myers, but Brian Myers will walk in with the championship. And in the main event, Honor No More of Eddie Edwards and the OGK, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, defeat Impact Originals of Mercy Machine Guns and Frankie Kazarian before another beatdown by Honor No More on Team Impact, and with Honor No More then taking out Heath. Where do I start on that one? Because it was a lot, but I think I've got an idea where you want to start.
I mean, the continued mutilation of PCO. If he didn't have this unreal ability to absorb punishment, I'd feel sorry for him, because he just takes a shellacking, but he keeps getting up and keeps getting up. And that's why the crowd are so into him. He's one of the most over guys in the company right now. Yeah. You know, ever since that match against Walter from Joey Janela's Spring Break 2, I've been a fan of PCO, and you just see the reaction he gets every time after taking such a beating. And at mid-50s, still being able to do the stuff he does, like moonsaults and tope suicidas and just bonkers stuff that I can't do at 35. You know, he's just he's a marvel as far as I'm concerned. And Steve Macklin, we talk every week about how good Steve Macklin is. It was just a beautiful pairing, and excited to see if and when they get rematches down the road.
I mean, and watching PCO with his shoulder, I'm not overly squeamish, but that's my limit of seeing bones popping out. Like, that's it for me. Like, bones, no, I can't be dealing with that. But just the way they went about it, with obviously PCO bleeding, just pissing with blood. Go ahead.
Do you think? I mean, you've seen how Alexa Bliss's arm bends like that, and do you reckon there's just an abnormality with PCO's body? And because he usually has it covered up, and you would never notice it.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's just, well, kind of like a worked injury?
I think so. Obviously, it happened when Macklin put PCO's arm between the stairs and the ring post and kicked the stairs. Now, the amount of times that's happened in wrestling, and I get it, each person is different, but I can't imagine that's the first time it's happened to PCO. And unless it's a freak accident, which I doubt, because they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
I think that's
Macklin is a safe worker as well.
Yeah, I just think that's something he can do. I don't think it's like with Tommy Dreamer's, when Tommy Dreamer dislocated his finger with Rich Swann. Like that, that he didn't really dislocate his fingers, because you could see they were fine.
Yeah.
And I think with the shoulder, I just think it's something he can do to make people pop and make him a bit squeamish like me, because honestly, when I saw it, I hate stuff like that. Like my family are obsessed with watching stuff like A&E programs, like stuff like 24 hours in A&E, that type of stuff. Can't stand it, don't like it. Just freaks me out. I just couldn't handle that. But just what a fucking match. PCO, that image of PCO bleeding from his mouth and his head and his shoulder, and just he kept going. I'm a big fan of the crosshairs from Macklin. I think it's simple, but a really, really good move. So just loved every second of that. Obviously, we talked about it a little bit last week with obviously my premonition of the Knockouts tag team titles. Yeah. Rosemary and Taya teaming back up again. Cool, but I wonder where it leaves Havoc, because it's interesting where this leaves Havoc.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of departures with Impact recently. Maybe her contract is up, or maybe they've got other plans for her. I get the feeling, I mean, we'll get to this, but if they put the Knockouts tag titles on Rosemary and Taya, then you've potentially got Havoc finding another partner, maybe bringing Nevaeh back, something like that, and you've got another tag team to challenge Ragnarok, assuming they win the belts. So, I can see Havoc now leaving Decay. Maybe Decay just sort of disbanding.
Really?
Well, if because I can't see Taya officially joining Decay, and then the other members, theoretically, if you step into their shoes as characters, they wouldn't be all too pleased with Rosemary having a side project.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Decay, arguably the most over team on the roster. Well, not arguably, they are. They can. It doesn't matter if they win or lose; they'll still get a huge pop when they come out everywhere they go. But I guess splitting them up would make a bit of sense, given that they haven't really made much of an impact as a team. I guess it's difficult to push that team to championships, especially if it is just the three of Black Rose, Rosemary, and Crazy Steve. Interesting to see what they do with Decay though, because I don't want to see them break up, but it feels like it's heading that way. Which will be unfortunate. Joe Doring, Josh Alexander. What's your thoughts on that? With the DQ finish, I thought it was right to finish.
Yeah. It gives a bit more jeopardy to the world title match. I was fine with the match. It wasn't anything outstanding. The usual Joe Doring spots. It didn't blow me away. But I'm still hyped for Josh and EY on Sunday.
Yeah, should be great. I liked it. I thought the finish was what needed, because I didn't want to see Doring lose or get pinned and lose, and Josh couldn't really get pinned this close to Slammiversary. So it did what it needed to do.
Yeah,
it finished it how it should have been finished. So it was cool. Obviously, it was all about EY and Josh, and it definitely did the job of adding more to that match coming at Slammiversary,
Mm.
which is only 4 days. Which is only 4 days away. 3 days if watching this, which 20 friggin' years. Wow.
Main
Event, yeah, Honor No More, OGK, Eddie Edwards defeat the Impact Originals. Again, an incredible match, like it was always going to be. Obviously, the finish or the ending, Honor No More putting a beat down on the Impact Originals. Now, I don't want to get into it too much. Obviously, we'll go into the preview section in a minute, but it was announced, I think, it wasn't supposed to be announced by Fight Network, but they said Nate's are back and they're facing Vincent and Kenny King. Now, I assumed that would have happened at the end of last week to help Impact Originals, but it's an interesting one that is happening now. But first of all, on the main event match, obviously, it looked like Heath might be a part of that match, but he's not, clearly. So, what can you see happen there? And it's the match in general, your thoughts on how it went down?
Another fantastic 6-man tag, involving Honor No More and the Impact guys. OGK are just on fire at the moment, as far as I'm concerned. They're my favorite team to watch at the moment, in all of wrestling, because they can have a different style of match with everyone they go on with. It's not just the same stuff every time. They can work to their opponent's strengths and weaknesses, and that can't be overlooked. I really, really hope they stick around. I know, we're going to say that about a lot of people on the Impact roster, working as free agents and contracts coming up, things like that. But yeah, I really hope they're here for a little while longer.
Hopefully, because before they leave, they need to have at least won the tag team titles once before they leave.
Exactly, yeah. There'd be a disservice to them if they didn't get a run with the tag titles. They
needed the tag titles, and obviously, Impact Originals haven't picked up a lot of wins on the way to Slammiversary. Honor No More have picked up the majority of it, which, if you read into it a bit, doesn't bode well for Honor No More at pay-per-view, but I guess we'll see, because Impact seem to be the masters of the swerve at the minute.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. The rule of negative momentum. If you watch WWE and you see, for example, if Cody's wrestling Seth Rollins at the upcoming pay-per-view, you can guarantee on Raw, if Seth gets one up on Cody in a beatdown or something on Raw, then you can guarantee that Cody goes over on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's how WWE operates. It's very formulaic, and Impact and AEW and Ring of Honor, New Japan, all the big companies, they all sort of follow this formula, but Impact do like to, mix it up a bit, swerve us every now and then. So you never know. I see someone, I forget who, went on Twitter with the theory that Alex Shelley turns on the Impact Originals and joins Honor No More, because he just turned on Trey Miguel at Wrestling Revolver.
Yeah, that's been a theory for quite some time. It's either Sabin or Shelley. Maybe, but I'm excited for the tag match at Slammiversary though. So
it's the match I'm most looking forward to at the pay-per-view, because there's so much going on. The two surprise entrants into the match. I love a good wild 10-man tag, and you literally can't predict who's going to win it. A lot of stakes. So looking forward to that a lot.
Precisely. So we'll head on over to preview now, but before we do, let's take a look at the power rankings from this week's episode of Impact before we come up to episode of Impact tonight. If you're watching us on Thursday, agree, disagree, let us know. Over to power rankings now.
Number 10, Impact Originals. Number 9, the HBIC, Mia Yim. Number 8, World Champion Tasha Steeles. Number 7, DK. Number 6, Tag Team Champions The Briscoes. Number 5, VBD's Joe Dorian. Number 4, Bullet Club Ace Austin and Good Brothers. Number 3, Steve Macklin. Number 2, World Champion Josh Alexander. Number 1, Honor No More.
And we are back. Now it's time for the preview for Impact coming up tonight on Thursday. If you're watching us on YouTube as we premiere, or whenever you're watching us, it was the Impact of this week. I'll go through the matches quickly, but I specifically want to talk about this tag team match. But we do have the world title contract signing between Eric Young and Josh Alexander. The Briscoes take on Chris Bay and Jay White. Savannah Evans and Tasha Steeles take on Mia Yim and Jordan Grace. Speedball Mike Bailey takes on Trey Miguel. Marsha Slamovich takes on Alicia. And this is the one I do want to talk about because Impact haven't announced it officially on their pages, but it has been announced. Vincent and Kenny King of Honor No More will take on, I can't believe I'm saying this in 2022, will take on Wes Briscoe and Garrett Bischoff of the Aces and Eights. The Aces and Eights are back, and it's Garrett and Wes. Spoiler alert, I knew this was a spoiler. I saw the clip on Twitter, which is unfortunate, but I don't think this would be the way they announce it. It is very, if you've seen the spoilers, then you already know, but a lot of people didn't. A lot of people managed to avoid this spoiler. And all of a sudden, the Ace and Eights are back. And just announce it like it's just a normal thing, like they've always been there. What was your take on how they revealed this matchup? Because if you didn't know, this is a complete surprise and one that the revealing of the surprise is interesting to a lot of people.
Yeah, I saw a picture posted from the tapings in Kissimmee when, the day after they happened, with Aces and Eights returning. And I was really concerned that they would be the two mystery partners at Slammiversary.
Yeah, I was bricking it.
Yeah. I thought, that'll be a letdown if that's the case. Because you got an opportunity to have two real good surprises there. And no disrespect to Wes Briscoe and Garrett Bischoff, but the Aces and Eights were a fondly remembered faction, but it wasn't those two that were fondly remembered. It's Bully Ray and Doc Gallows and Mr. Anderson, D'Lo, people like that.
Nux and it's great.
Oh yeah, I was a fan of the faction back in the sort of 2013, wasn't it?
Yeah. They came in 2012 just before Bound for Glory, and then they had the match, which gave them full access. That was my Bound for Glory 2012 was the very first Impact show I ever watched. And the Ace and Eights come back is.
Let's do it on the Rose Tinted Review.
Yes, that will be the next one. When? I don't know yet because there's been a lot going on, but that's the next one. The Ace and Eights, as a faction, mean a lot to me. As for the wrestling fan, watching TNA back then, Austin Aries would come out and he'd call out the Aces and Eights. They'd show up and the entire locker room would empty and just be a mass brawl to finish the show, which is just a TNA thing. You either start the show or end the show with a mass brawl, and it was just great. But yeah, Briscoe and Bischoff are interesting. It's the two interesting ones who they're bringing back. But I guess obviously Nux is in NWA. Anderson, there's a bit around him at the minute. Doc obviously can't be in two groups at the same time or two factions at the same time. And I think I didn't see the full picture. I saw the picture. I saw the Ace logo on the Tron, and then quickly skipped past it because I didn't want to see who it was. I knew they were back, just didn't know who it was. I thought I saw 3, but clearly not. But yeah, Briscoe and Bischoff. West looks even more menacing than he did originally. Garrett, I mean, Garrett's just been somewhere for what 10 years, if that.
Yeah.
It's over 10 years. 10 years. Like that's interesting. But no, I'm absolutely here for Ace and Eights coming back, because Ace and Eights, they were obviously got a lot. The full potential wasn't reached.
No, of course not.
So, but that was just down to the book management at the time. Like, I was guessing for a lot of people in TNA at that time, they never got to reach where they should have gone. But still very fun remembered. But anywho, this isn't just about Ace and Eights. We've got all of Impact to cover this week. Chris Bay's back. Last week we talked about Wes Bay, and Impact must have read our minds. He's back against the team with Jay White, the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, taking on the Impact Tag Team Champions in the Briscoes. Should be a great match.
Oh, definitely.
On that.
Yeah, we heard Jay White say that he might not be around in Impact for a little while, and now we know why, because he's the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion of the world, and he has major commitments to New Japan.
Yes, huge.
Yeah,
good for awesome for Jay White, awesome for Bullet Club.
Yeah. It'd be good. It's an interesting tag team match because both teams really need a win here.
Yeah.
You need the Briscoes to go into the pay-per-view with momentum, but also Jay White and Chris Bay, Bullet Club, are on a massive upswing. They don't really need the loss at the moment.
No, especially now you need to make the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion look good. Even though he'll do a good job of that himself. Jay White could look good in any match, but it's a bit more pressure now.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, if one team's losing, unfortunately, it's going to be pretty obvious who's going to pick up the pin for this one. It does. It just sucks, but I can't see it going down any other way, and it really is unfortunate.
Yeah. Is he even booked on the pay-per-view?
No, no spot pay-per-view. He'll probably be in the Reverse Battle Royal.
God, he better bloody win it.
Yes. Yeah, we have Marsha Slamovich versus Alicia Edwards. Alicia. Oh, poor Alicia.
What is there to say about this match?
Yeah.
I'd love for it to go longer than the Havoc match. I think that would be funny.
Great, but it's going to be. I think Marsha's entrance will take longer than the match.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. Also got Queen of the Mountain ramifications with Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans taking on Jordan Grace and Mia Yim. Should be a fun match. Jordan Grace is phenomenal. Mia Yim is phenomenal. Tasha Steelz doing a great job, and Savannah Evans is great at what she does.
Yeah,
knockouts on fire.
Going to be a hell of a tag team match. I'm looking forward to seeing the combination of Mia Yim and Jordan Grace and see how they interact with each other. I don't know if you saw on Twitter earlier, Jim Johnston, the famous music producer for WWE for 25, 30 years, put out a tweet saying, tag wrestlers that need a Jim Johnston entrance theme. And I suggested Jordan Grace because all she needs is a catchy entrance theme, something that fits her, and she's the complete package at that point.
Yeah.
I can't find
I'll go for that.
Game.
Yeah. When you obviously Jordan, her entrance music is fine now. Problem is, if you're a fan of a certain time, you hear those sirens, you automatically think Scott Steiner, which is a problem. Like when you hear the sirens, I mean, every time I go, holler if you hear me. Every time I hear those sirens. So they need to change that up a little bit. But apart from that, complete package. Get that sorted. Everything can happen for Grace. Match I'm looking forward to: Speedball Mike Bailey versus Trey Miguel.
Oh,
Should be
yes.
killer. There's not much more. Can't really go more in depth on that. It's going to be a killer of a match. I cannot wait to see it. BCI quickly, we have Blake Christian taking on the Radio Kid.
Oh, that'd be a hell of a match.
Yeah. I will be staying up and watching BCI for that match.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
And once again, Scott, if you're listening, you're watching, give Blake Christian a damn contract. What are you waiting for? Sign him up.
Yeah. Put him in the reverse battle royal.
Let's get into that now. Let's go into Slammiversary, get our predictions.
Yeah.
We've got to go. We're starting the pre-show. Reverse battle royal. We campaigned. We've got it. It's happening. Scott Demore putting out the tweet saying, if you're going to honor 20-year history, you've got to honor all good and bad. And yeah, have to. A lot of people give it a lot of stick, but I see a lot of people either messing around and say they don't know the rules, or they're saying they don't know the rules. But here's a quick rundown of the rules for you. Last time, anyway, there was 18 people on the outside. First, then it's the race for the first 7 into the ring. You put outside of the ring.
Into the ring.
Yeah, you got to jump into the ring over the top ropes. And then it goes down to normal battle royal between 7 people. And then when it gets down to one-on-one, it's a normal one-on-one match, 1 fall to a finish. Standard, it's just a little bit chaotic outside. I mean, yeah, what was your reaction when the match was announced?
I don't have a problem with the reverse battle royal. I think it's a fun, different take on the battle royal. You're going to have all these wrestling comedians that, I don't understand the rules. Bollocks. It's so easy.
Couldn't be simple.
Queen of the Mountain. So easy. I mean, what is there not to understand about it?
Exactly. Precisely. It's the rules. The Impact Battle Royal, traditional Battle Royal, has always been in the ring until it's down to final 2. Then it becomes a one-on-one match. It's that, but to start the match, you've got to get inside the ring. You've got to fight everyone off to get in.
Yeah.
It isn't that difficult. Same the Queen of the Mountain. The rules aren't that complicated. And it's going to be a fun match. If you're going, I mean, yes, most of the reaction was positive, and because Impact having a little laugh at themselves, and after all the shit Impact's been through, they should be able to. They have learned to laugh at themselves. Yes. That's the one thing you can guarantee they have learned. They give a little wink in the past.
It's not going to be a match that you have to take seriously. This is going to be the opportunity to bring out all the old folk, like Shark Boy, like D-Ray 3000. Put the Kiss Demon in there. Put the New Church in there. Bring Kevin Nash out. Give him a shot. But the one thing that needs to happen in this match: a popular babyface, and an underdog has to win this match. This is not something that a dastardly heel wins.
All right. If you're pushed, who are you picking to win it? I know who my pick is straight away.
I said in our TNA IW group chat, I think Alicia Edwards has to win this match. Yeah.
My pick.
You're gonna say Zicky Dice, yeah.
Zicky Dice. It's the perfect match for him to win. I can't see this match leading to a major title opportunity. I can't see it. It's not going to have massive implications. No. So why not have Zicky win it? It's a battle royal. Anyone can win. Have Zicky go over and win it. He hasn't actually won an Impact, I don't think. Maybe on BTI once. I don't think they've won a match in Impact. So have him win it. Why not?
Yeah.
Bit of fun.
What if Zicky Dice thinks he's won it, only for Swinger to come out from under the ring and eliminate him?
I'm still fine with it. I'll still be fine with it. I would like Zicky to win it, but as long as it's one of the swinging dice connection, I'm fine. But my permanent fixed prediction is Zicky dice.
Right, I'm going to write these down. I'm going with Lish. You're going with Zicky Dice.
Outlandish. Got it. Perfect fit for him. Sticking with the countdown to Slammiversary, Digital Media Championship, Rich Swann, his first defense, takes on Brian Myers. Obviously, Matt Cardone out injured, so it's down to Brian Myers to get the Digital Media Championship into the major, keep it with the major players. But I mean, this match will be what it is. Should be good. Can't deny it. Perfect pre-show match for sure. Yeah. It's not a slight on them, but this is a pre-show match. It's all going to be, but still going to kill because Rich Swann's great. Brian Myers is great, but Rich Swann's going to retain.
Yeah, I'm with you there. We say it before every pay-per-view. More people watch the pre-show than they do the actual pay-per-view, so it's important to set the pace and get some more last-minute buyers. So the pre-show for Impact is always good because you have people on there that do that role perfectly. And Swann and Myers is the perfect pre-show match. And that's not a slight. That's a very important part of the card. I'm with you. Swann retains, or Swann regains the physical championship. Considering he won it from Cardona before Cardona got injured, it just makes sense for Swann to get one up on Myers.
Yeah, Rich Swann will finally get to hold that title for longer than a split second.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now head on over to the main card. I mean, where to start? I know where to start. Monsters Ball.
Okay.
Moose take on Sami Callihan in Monsters Ball. A great build up to this match. It was inevitable this would be Sami's first feud back, and I'm glad it is. You can't go wrong with Moose and Sami Callihan. Two people who, when Impact was about to start flatlining, they came in and gave it a real push because of life. So you can't. This deserved to be on this card, and the Monsters Ball, Sami's going to put out some crazy shit. His first match back from injury as well. It's gonna be good. He's been sitting at home waiting for this.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a wild brawl. Even though it's Sami's first match back, I think Moose takes this one, and he gets a little bit of forward momentum, keeps himself relevant without being in the title picture.
It's a fair shout. I have to go with Sami on this one.
Okay. I
think, as I said, first match back, first big match. Plus, Sami is Mr. Slammiversary. I'm pretty sure he hasn't lost on Slammiversary.
Sami Callihan?
In a singles match. I don't think he's lost in a singles match.
Pentagon in 2018.
Did he? Shit, yeah. So I'm thinking of their Mexico street fight, whatever it was on Impact. No, yeah, but Sami always kills it on Slammiversary.
Yeah. He always has the best match at Slammiversary. I'll give you that.
Yes. So I think I've got to go with Sami. He's been waiting for this for months, and I can't wait to see it go down Slammiversary.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yes. Now we take it to 10-man tag team action. Honor No More, PCO, Eddie Edwards, OGK, and Vincent taking on the Impact Originals in Frankie Kazarian, Machine Guns with Chris Sabin, and Alex Shelley, and two mystery partners. Who, first things first, mystery partners who we've got to make this prediction.
Yeah, should we make this part of the prediction contest?
Yeah. Yes. Got it. And I think you can start because I don't have a damn clue.
Right, I was talking to Alec, the Booker man, about this today. He's going to be joining us next week, by the way, for the Slammiversary review. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yes.
I'll see if I can get his predictions, and get them over to Jeff, and we can add him to the scoreboard.
Yes.
Like I don't want to say obvious two, but the two that would make the most sense are Christopher Daniels and James Storm. I think James Storm has to be a part of Slammiversary in some aspect.
Yeah.
And Christopher Daniels, he had that little run where he wrestled Madman Fulton and then disappeared because the Forbidden Door was shut on Impact Wrestling. I think with Kazarian being part of it, it makes sense for it to be Christopher Daniels. Having said that, what I really want to see is beer money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I mean,
Considering
if we do us a favour.
exactly,
Yeah.
and if you're not gonna, give us AJ Styles, which they might, you never know, they might let him go into the Hall of Fame for Bound for Glory, for example. But Bobby Roode's not doing anything over there, and he'd get a lovely pop at Slammiversary in Nashville. Let us have Bobby Roode for one night.
Yeah.
Get that beer money pop.
See, now I said I do really want it to be Bobby Roode, and yeah, he isn't doing anything over there. I think he's still teaming with Ziggler. I think. I generally don't know, and that's unfortunate because Bobby Roode. I mean, Bobby Roode is still the longest reigning Impact World Heavyweight Champion, and I think on SmackDown he's been United States Champion for a cup of coffee, and SmackDown Tag Team Champions for what's felt like a few months, but probably is about a few days.
Yeah.
With Ziggler as a Dirty Dogs. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not 100% confident that it will be Bobby Roode. I think we will get someone signed to WWE, but I don't think it will be an active talent. I think James Storm is. I'd say I'm 80% confident James Storm will be part of this match. So he's one of our predictions. The other, I mentioned it last week, but the Monster Abyss. Yeah. I mean, if he's got one more match in him, let it be this one. Please just let it be this one. 20 years, he was there from day one. Unless Prince Justice shows up in the Battle Royal, which I doubt. I might James Storm in Abyss.
What if it's not Abyss? What if it's Joseph Park?
You know what? I won't be disappointed. Well, not as much as I would be if it was. I know. Insert. If it was, I genuinely can't think of anyone who was disappointed by. Okay, if it was Shark Boy, I wouldn't be as disappointed as it was Shark Boy. But I know. I think if it kind of has to be Abyss if they do it. I think Joseph Park did show up on SmackDown, so maybe that they can't do that one.
Yeah, that's right. AJ Styles or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, AJ Styles, yeah. But it can be Abyss. So that's my pick. James Storm and Abyss.
Right. By the way, I'm going with the Impact Originals to win the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering it's Slammiversary, it's got to be the feel-good moment of Impact finally vanquishing Honor No More.
Yeah, you need that nostalgia. I agree. The Impact Originals, the OGs. Yeah, they're my pick as well. I think it's a good pick. It's a solid choice.
Yeah.
Especially with these surprise partners. Unless they announce them this week, which I don't see happening now.
No.
So,
if you've got a couple of good surprises in your back pocket, save them for the pay-per-view. If they're not good
This is the-
surprises, reveal them.
Exactly. Yeah, this is the go home. If it wasn't last week, it's not going to be this week. So I can't wait to see that one now. Then we go to the Knockouts tag team titles. Influence versus Rosemary and Taya. Rosemary and Taya for me.
I've already filled this in
Yeah.
for you. I knew you'd
Yeah.
go with Tyra and Rosemary. Because
yeah.
you, what's the word? You willed it into existence. You manifested it.
Yes. That's the word I keep looking for every time I try to think of that word. Like, what is it? Manifesting.
Yeah.
Remember, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your pick?
I'm with you. Tyra and Rosemary, Ragnarok to become the new champs. Again, it's a feel-good moment on Impact's 20th anniversary. New champs.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it's on the main card. Because they're usually relegated. Here I go. They're usually on the pre-show. Although it's an important role, this match deserves to be on the main card.
Of course. No, this is an actual tag team versus tag team. So it kind of has to be. But then it's the men's world tag team titles. Briscoes taking on the Good Brothers. And now I this is probably the toughest, I think.
It is a tough one.
Good Brothers seem to be on their way out, but also we don't know how long the Briscoes are sticking around for. So it is difficult because where'd you go with this one? First of all, congratulations to Mark Briscoe and the birth of his little one.
Yeah, I hope everyone's safe and healthy.
Yeah. As far as Good Brothers go, obviously Carlson just become the Never Openweight champion. I think people read a little bit too much into this promo, but after he won the Never Openweight championship, he cut a promo for New Japan, saying that he doesn't essentially he doesn't give it all in front of 400 people, only give it in front of 5,000 people. Like he won't give anything. He won't work as hard for less than 5,000 people. But maybe people saw as a slight on Impact. I think he's just being a heel.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think he was just being a dickhead heel. You know? And again, it's possibly another swerve.
Precisely. I think Good Brothers, their contracts are finished at Slammiversary. I'm not sure exactly the exact date, but it's Slammiversary, they're done. And I don't think they'll re-sign with Impact. I think they'll sign with New Japan, but still work for Impact.
Yeah.
So it's possible they could win the tag titles, but I'm saying the Briscoes retain.
You say Briscoes retain, I'll say Good Brothers to win the belts. And, do like a Finn Juice tour.
Yeah.
Take the belts to Japan, wear them on New Japan wrestling shows, possibly even defend them on the shows, and then when they come back, that's when they'll drop them, maybe back to the Briscoes if they're still around.
Yeah, yeah, of course that's a possibility because anything can happen with Impact lately, especially with the New Japan relationship. I mean, part of me wants Jay White to be at these next tapings just so we can have the IWGP World Title on Impact. That'd be cool. It has happened before, but if it happens, we've had every incarnation of that title on Impact, which it's very, very cool.
Yeah, we just need the ugly ass one now.
Yeah. Yes, but
another reason I went for the Good Brothers is I'm very babyface heavy here, and I'm thinking there's got to be some villains go over at some point.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel good, especially when it comes to tag titles. I don't think I've been wrong so far. So hopefully,
and I'm still going to bet against you.
Yeah. I mean, what is if this one might be 4-0? You got 4-0 if I get this one right.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But now it's time for the Ultimate X for the X Division Championship. Champion
This is a
Ace
stacked
Austin.
card, mate. Bloody hell.
I mean, let's go through it. Ace Austin, of course, walking in as champion, new Bullet Club member, Ace Austin, versus Trey Miguel.
Don't leave me
Versus
hanging.
Speed.
Don't leave me hanging.
I think we got that there. I think.
Very poor.
Yeah. Well, and difficult to. I mean, we're going to be flipped in edit, so maybe we've got it all wrong. Yeah. We flipped in the edit, so you got it both now. Just in case we did fuck it up. Yeah, Trey Miguel, Speedman Mike Bailey, Jack Evans, Kenny King, and Alex Zane. Where to start on that one? This is gonna slap so hard, and it's more likely gonna open the show.
Yeah, it's the perfect opener, isn't it? Ultimate X.
Yeah. This is how you do.
I'd say this or Queen of the Mountain is going to open the show.
Yeah.
I would put Queen of the Mountain on a little bit later, maybe like the penultimate match, like so it's nice and high on the card. But
yeah, tentative.
The first match on the card is so important, as we've talked about so much. Yeah, Ultimate X, such a great roster in this match. You've got the experience of Kenny King. You've got the returning Jack Evans, who we haven't even spoken about yet. I'm so hyped to have Jack back. I don't know if you saw Destination X 2011 when they did the 4-way for the contract.
Probably, I may have done.
It was
Austin Aries won the world title, right?
No, it was the year before. But Austin Aries was
Okay.
in this match and won it. It was Austin Aries, Jack
Yes.
Evans, DJZ,
Yeah.
and Loki.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a match! Yeah, I think Jack was. I don't want to say wasted on AEW because his outings just weren't that impressive, but I just think he's more suited to Impact Wrestling. He feels like Impact could be home for him.
Yeah, and also Jack Evans, technically an OG member of Team Canada. Can't forget that.
Yeah, him, Teddy Hart, Petey Williams, and Johnny Devine.
Yeah, just that entire Team Canada group was fucking phenomenal. So, but Jack Evans back, awesome. I remember he did. I think he did pop up a couple years before AW started up in the Mexico TV tapings.
Yes, that's right.
So, it seems like it was like a good relationship, and I think Impact needs to keep him on board.
Yeah,
he's a talent.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, but with at the time, particularly in the AW tag team division, it's a lot of tag teams in there, and Jack Evans and Helico, I guess, when you compare it to Lucha Brothers, PMP, Santana Ortiz, and whoever else in the tag team at that time, the Dark Order, all those. So yeah, but it's cool. Also, Alex Zane returning.
Oh yeah, we love Alex Zane. I think he's such a phenomenal talent, and yeah, it's so hyped for him to get his opportunity in the Best of the Super Juniors, and yeah, really cool to have him back after Best of Super Juniors for Ultimate X. I think he might just steal the match, not win it, but I think he'll outperform everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, they're all going to try and outperform each other, and it's going to be great to watch. But I mean, Ace Austin's going to take a batter in this match. He's got to contend with Trey Miguel, Speedman Mike Bailey, and Alex Zane. He's pissed all three of those off in the last 2-3 months. He's pissed them all off.
Well, yeah,
Ace is battering.
Yeah, the pairing they're going to showcase is Ace Austin and Eric Zane, because Eric Zane is who he turned on when he joined Bullet Club. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing their interactions.
Yeah, it's gonna be great either way.
Yeah.
But prediction time. Now, before we came on to record about yesterday, I would have said Ace Austin retains. But I recently watched Trey Miguel's interview with Tom Hannafin on Impact's YouTube, and the way Trey Miguel was speaking, like he spoke very honestly about everything he's gone through, and he's had a shite couple of years.
Mm.
So, and you can see he wants it, and I think Impact may give it to him, but my heart is still saying Speedball Matt Bailey, and that's who I'm sticking with. Speedball to win.
I've got Speedball written down, but considering say the champion retains. And a couple of weeks ago, we were both saying how no way Ace Austin walks out with the title. But yeah, I'm going to go with Ace Austin to retain.
Yeah, it's that Bullet Club. If he hadn't joined Bullet Club, probably would have said the same. But
yeah.
I think my prediction is Mike Bailey, but it could be Ace, Trey, or Speedball. It could be anyone in this match.
It really could be.
It's that Ultimate X is stacked, and I cannot wait to watch it because that has to open the show. It's it's how they open the first anniversary. It's how Impact and the X Division, the Ultimate X. That is Impact. That is TNA. This has to open up. Has to. I cannot wait to watch it. Going from one match stacked with incredible competitors who can win, who any of them can win, to another, this time for the Knockouts World Championship. Natasha Steele as champion, defending Queen of the Mountain against Deonna Purrazzo, Mia Yim, Chelsea Green, and Jordan Grace, with Mickie James as special enforcer.
I didn't know about Mickie James.
It was announced on the Battleground podcast, Battle Air podcast. Mickie James is going to be the special enforcer for Queen of the Mountain.
Oh, that's wicked. Oh, that means Chelsea Green ain't winning.
Yeah, you can guarantee that. But look at that, man. The Knockouts division. I'm sick of saying it, to be honest, because I say it that much. We said that much. The best division in wrestling. And they're going to prove it in Queen of the Mountain. Yes, again, you probably get the IWC complaining about the rules, which aren't that confusing. So, but
on Wrestle Talk, do you watch Wrestle Talk? So,
bits and pieces.
So they were talking about this match, and Pete Quinnell saying, "Oh yeah, I've had Luke explain the rules to me like 3 times. I still don't understand it." And then he perfectly set the rules out. But how can you not understand them and then just reel them all off perfectly? It's not that hard to understand.
Right. Clip this. I'll clip this one because these are the rules. 5 people start in the ring. The championship is not hanging above them. The championship is with the timekeeper. You have ladders. You have a penalty box. You have to get the championship and hang it up to win it. The only way you can hang that championship to win it is by pinning someone in that match. If you are pinned, you go in the penalty box for 2 minutes. That continues until as soon as you are eligible, you can get the belt and hang it. That's the only way you become eligible. You have to hang the title. It's a reverse ladder match where you have to pin someone to become eligible to get the title, to hang it, to win it. It isn't that simple. It's that simple. Yeah, clip it. I'll clip it, please, because that could be used for. Yeah. Anywho,
Anywho,
who's your pick?
me, Ian. Simple as.
Yeah.
If Tasha's losing, I don't think she's going to lose to another villain. So that rules out Deonna and Chelsea Green. So it's either Mia Yim or Jordan Grace. I'm going with Mia Yim.
I've got to go Jordan Grace. What more needs to be said about Jordan Grace that we haven't already said on this podcast? Just phenomenal.
I say it every week. She needs to be in the argument for best in the world.
Yeah, absolutely has to be. Jordan Grace, new Knockouts World Champion. And it's card. I'm not even at the main event yet. Well, we're gonna head there now. The Impact World Championship. Josh Alexander, the walking weapon, walking in as world champion to face the man who's done it all in Impact Wrestling, Eric Young. We went into more detail when this match was announced, but Eric Young has earned this. He didn't just deserve it; he's earned it. And Josh Alexander, if he's not already the best in the world, he's definitely at the top of most people's list, and certainly mine. Josh Alexander is incredible. See, Eric Young has run it by design, coming down the ringside with him. So then one thing Josh can do: send Jet.
If Jet comes to the ring with Josh, you know Josh is over.
Yeah. What's your take on the match and your pick? Because
so every match on this card is different, and this is going to be your traditional, proper old school main event, slow build, with a hell of a finish, and I think Josh retains. And there's no other way to say it really. The main event should be the best match on every show. That's why you use the term, when an undercard match steals the show. You don't have the main event steal the show, because the main event should be the best match on the show. And this main event will probably be the best match on the show. And Josh retains.
Yeah, I agree. Josh is going to retain the Impact World Championship because I've said it before. I think Josh Alexander will be the one to break Bobby Roode's record as world champion. I don't think it's going to be a better option for quite some time. Josh Alexander, he could have gone to AEW a couple months ago easily.
Yeah.
From what I gather, contract was there for him to sign if he wanted it. He chose to stay with Impact. He's put Impact on his back, and he's going to be one to take it. We say most world champions, but Josh Alexander, if anyone can do it, Josh will be the one to take this company back to where it used to be. He has that capability. Now, obviously, it's not all down to him. Obviously, there's so much more goes into building a company like with TV deals, but as a face of the company, Josh Alexander is a pretty good face for Impact Wrestling, and Josh will retain the Impact World Championship and go on to have some banging matches, and hopefully gets an invite to the G1 Climax as well. I think that needs to happen.
Yeah, considering Ace was in Best of the Super Juniors, and you got obviously the Good Brothers over there repping Impact, maybe as the tag champs. It makes sense for Josh to go into the G1 as the Impact World Champion. I think that'd be really cool.
It's
and imagine the bangers he can have in G1.
Yeah. I mean, I think so far Jonah's been announced, so you can a killer match already there. We know they can do it. Tom Lawler's been announced. Again, it's gonna be a great match. Yeah, can't forget who else. A few announcements, but even the New Japan talent, Takahashi would be a fucking phenomenal match. Insert New Japan star here. Josh Alexander will put a killer match on with them. So,
exactly. I mean, you just got to look at the Under Siege main event. It was Josh and the Stone Pitbull, Ishii. Probably the best match this year, in my opinion.
Killed. And this main event, Slammiversary, 20 years. It's for a company that wasn't supposed to last 20 minutes.
Mm.
To be here 20 years later, Eric Young is still there and in the main event fighting for the World Championship against Josh Alexander. Best. If looking at it as a non-Impact fan, there's loads of incredible wrestlers. Josh Alexander, again, if he's not number one, he's top 5, best in the world. If people don't see him as number one, they have to see him at least top 5, because it's just great. So, Slammiversary is going to be incredible. Stacked card, as it should be, as it usually is. But I think it's a little bit more added to it now, given that it's 20 years of Impact Wrestling. I mean, well, this company. How many times has this company been pronounced dead by the dirt sheets and everyone else?
In 2014, I had Impact on the telly, and my housemate's boyfriend walked in and said, "Why are you watching this? How is this company not dead yet?" That was 8 years ago.
Yeah, we've all heard that. I mean, Dave Meltzer's pronounced it dead like 4 or 5 times. And whoever else has tried to. Impact, hard to kill, but it's not hard to kill. It's Slammiversary. And I can't wait for it. It's going to be a killer match. Well, before we go, one final prediction, if you like. I know you said it, but the world title should be match of the night. Obviously, it all could be, but what's your pick for match of the night? Is it the world title match?
Yeah, I think so. The match I'm most looking forward to is Honor No More versus the Impact Originals, but I think Josh and Eric Young will be the best match on the show. Yeah. If you go on lots of star ratings and all that, which he probably won't even review the show because he's a dick.
No, hasn't for a long time, and fuck him, that's one person's opinion.
Yeah.
There's going to be hundreds of people in the venue. There's going to be thousands of people watching it on Fight TV and pay-per-view, wherever else it's being aired. It's gonna kill, like they always do. Obviously, things can go wrong, but with this card, it's highly unlikely that this show does not deliver and delivers at least, if not 1, maybe 3 match of the year.
Oh, pardon me. Sorry.
That's a Slammiversary. Get air excited for Slammiversary.
Stinky.
Yeah, gonna be a killer match. And on that note, we shall wrap it up. And
there's one other prediction I'd like to make.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's not a prediction. Maybe it's something I'd like to see. I know poor old Don West is not very well. Go and donate to his GoFundMe if you haven't already, because he's deserving of your support.
We'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, we can do that. I'd like to see Mike Tenay on the call.
Yeah.
Even if only for the pre-show. It'd be so cool to get Mike out as part of Slammiversary.
I think there's 2 places if Mike Tenay does, pop up for one more appearance in 20 years. It's a big deal. Obviously, it kind of, if it's going to be anywhere, it should be here.
Yeah.
And there's two places you can put him on this card if you don't want to call the entire show. Countdown for the reverse battle royal, or for the main event.
Yeah.
Having him call the main event along with Tom and Ray Waltz.
Ray Waltz, yeah.
Gone through so many commentators. I think this is where you put him. I know they did Slammiversary 2017, I believe, with normal Josh Matthews and the Pope. They had one call for the main event. That's his last appearance. So bring him back and let's just have a great night, because this is for Impact fans who have gone through all the shit Impact have gone through, but stayed loyal. And like, this is for the Impact fans.
Yeah.
20 years of Impact Wrestling. I mean, yeah, I've only been along the ride for half of that, but that's still. I mean, I was only so it's been 15, 14 when I first started watching Impact, and now I haven't missed an episode in 10 years. So let's go. Impact's gonna be fun, like it always is. Watch this Impact this week. The Go Home Show, we killer. Let us know your predictions for Slammiversary in the comments. Share this wherever you want to share it to. If you listen on audio on Spotify, wherever you listen on audio, give us a little review on our podcast and review, or give us a 5-star review on Spotify. Share the audio link if you can, to get more people listening on the go. Of course, everything we do, we've got so much content coming out. It's June 17th, this Friday. It'll be the debut of the TBN vlog, my trip to PEW in Stratford upon Avon, with more vlogs to come after a couple more shows in the next few weeks. Then the following Friday, the 24th, TBN chats. I forget what episode we're on. You'll see with Mark Adams, voice of Catch Pro Wrestling, TNT Wrestling. Only one, but still on the W Network with Progress Wrestling. Ring announcer for PCW. We go into depth about how important pride and the LGBTQ plus representation is in pro wrestling. Go check that out. Max and Jeff, of course. Go check their stuff. Why not? Every Sunday, 1 a.m. Monday morning for us in the UK. Go enjoy it. We've got a lot of content coming out. So much content, and enjoy it all. If you've got anything you want to say before we head off?
Just the usual. We'd love to thank Fiat for the entrance theme.
Yes.
Yeah,
and we will
continue to support independent wrestling, Impact Wrestling, just professional wrestling in general.
Yeah. No, that's the wrap. That will be a podcast. This was a podcast. I've been the MIC. It's been Nixon. I'll continue to be Nixon. Until next time. Goodbye, my friends.